Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to revisit one of the darlings of my collection, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39 in black. Now this is also by far my most viewed watch review, so I thought it best to give everyone an update and share my thoughts on the next steps Rolex have taken actually this year to change this model line. So if you've seen my review before, you'll know how much I love this watch, and of course please have a look for it on my channel if you haven't. Now just a quick recap, I bought this in 2018. It was a 2018 Baselworld novelty. The black dial and the white dial watches were released then. Initially they did appear in quite a few ADs. You could get the rhodium dial, the blue, the grape dial as well. Those were some older models, and then the black and white only came out in 2018 and subsequently were discontinued in 2020, which was somewhat of a surprise, actually a pleasant surprise to me. In fact, they discontinued this model on my birthday, which is the 1st of September 2020. Now, that in itself increases the value of this watch. Another reason why I believe this watch is now actually worth almost $3,000 more than what I paid for it is this. This on the left is the new 41mm Oyster Perpetual. Interestingly, Rolex no longer produce the 39mm like I've got here. They have a range of sizes, range of colors. They do have a black dial in the newer model, but I don't know if you can already spot why I think the OP39, the older model, is far prettier. And it is, to me, I think they've definitely spoiled the dial on it. The colors and everything seem about the same. However, those markers, I can't understand why anyone would think it's a good idea to put the double markers. I can see the point of them. It makes it perhaps a little more legible and so on. But honestly, I think Rolex just did that to distinguish one watch from another in terms of the changing of the design, just for the sake of changing it. Aesthetically, and I think everyone would agree. Please tell me if you don't, if you prefer the new dial layout, I'd love to hear from you. But this model with those simple markers, very symmetric, very plain, very classic. And actually, if you look at any Rolex clock in the world, at airports, golf courses, and so on, they have this exact dial layout. So it just seems odd to me that they went with those double markers. Now, they did improve quite a lot of it. So initially, when I heard the announcement, I had a look and I thought, oh, maybe I could have waited, and well, who knew, but maybe I could have waited and got that one. The size, this one, and I'll show you it on my wrist again in a minute, but this one is 39, of course. The new one is 41. It is a bit bigger. It's not hugely bigger. I don't think it'll make that much difference, but I'm yet to try one, so we'll see. They've, of course, increased the starting price. They've increased the movement. I should say upgraded the movement. So this one here, let's see, has the caliber 3132, which has around 45 hours of power reserve, and otherwise it's a simple chronometer certified or superlative chronometer certified watch. The new one has the 3230, which in addition to all of this has a power reserve of 70 hours. So that's the only real major usable difference with the movement. Crown is the same, water resistance is the same, the bracelet design is much the same, the case shape is very similar as well with this domed kind of bezel. I have picked up a few more scratches on this, but generally it's in pretty good condition. Another big difference, and this is a disadvantage of the OP39, is that there is no easy link extension under there. On the new one, they do have that. But yes, regardless of all of that, which is somewhat underneath that dial, which is the main thing you're paying for in this watch, in my opinion, and I'm not sure the new one is as timeless and as classic as this one. Now, I wouldn't say go out, everybody, and buy this one, because I don't think this is worth the $7,500 that most people seem to be selling them for on Chrono 24. However, if you happen to come across an OP39, it might be a wise investment if you can get it at a good price. The new model, I would love to try one on. I will try and try one on and share my thoughts on that when I actually have it hands-on, but that's just what I wanted to update you on. Regardless, this has been a beauty since I've had it. I'll show you quickly around the watch. Let's give it a quick wipe. I'll get my fingerprints off. So it's held up really well. I'd say I've worn it quite a lot, but not overly. You can see it does pick up scratches on the bracelet, of course. I am not really trying to baby this watch and keep it in the safe or anything. I am wearing it in rotation, of course, with other watches. But one thing I've noticed is Rolex steel does scratch just like any other steel, so you will pick up scratches, and there's no point in trying to be precious about it. You should wear it and enjoy it. This one I will never sell. It was a gift to me from my family, so you know I wouldn't ever sell this one. I would have half considered if I could upgrade it to, say, the 41 with a slightly better movement and better clasp, but that dial just put me off. So what do I think will happen in the future? Well, why would Rolex release the black and white dial OP39, which are definitely the nicest two out of that range, and only have them for sale for 2 years? In my opinion, that's a little bit like Lamborghini springs to mind with some of their models, and Ferraris as well, some luxury products where the manufacturer will release kind of the best version at the end of that model year's life. So I'm thinking that actually in the future, Rolex will go back to this dial layout, perhaps for an all white model, because the current white dial is actually a silver dial in the OP41. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those in white with these regular markers, which you can actually get on the 34 size, but no other size it seems, or perhaps the 32 or 31. So the most popular Rolex sizes, which will be 36 and then 39 for this one, and the new one, the 41, seems to be very popular. I think they will revert back to this at some stage, and that will be an awesome watch. So that is one thing to look forward to, I think. This is all me just speculating and pulling ideas out of the air, but there you go. So I'm very pleased I bought it, extra pleased. Thank you, Rolex, for my birthday gift of discontinuing this model and actually raising its value significantly. I'll be interested to see where that goes. But for the moment, I appreciate your support, guys. Please subscribe if you're interested in these updates. I am going to be sharing 2 new luxury watches, one Rolex and one Tudor, that I have just acquired, and those have both got stories behind them as well. So please give me a like, give me a subscribe, and enjoy. See you next time. So just closed out the video and forgot to show you it on my wrist again. You'll see this in my review, of course, but I've got a 7 3/4 inch wrist, and the watch is a smaller watch, of course, but I still like the way it fits. It fits me like a dress watch should, I think, and a classic simple watch should. The bracelet is quite thin, surprisingly thin probably if you've not tried one before, but it's very comfortable. I would have liked that easy link extension, but I wear it a little bit loose and I have no problems with the fit. It is also, because it's quite thin as a watch, it doesn't move around so much on your wrist. A big, thick, Tudor Black Bay or something will shift around quite a lot, so you really do need a way of sizing it properly. With this one, it's a little more casual, simple to use, and I actually quite enjoy this clasp, and it's never been a problem for me just having the fold over clasp like that without the little lock over the top. So yeah, just a little bonus content, wrist shot, and thanks for watching again.